Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Star Wars Black Series deluxe action figure of Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. Alright, let me get my nitpick out of the way. The packaging says the Book of Boba Fett, but this is not an action figure of Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. This is an action figure of Boba Fett from The Mandalorian. You can tell because he's rocking the baggy pants that he wore in Mandalorian with that little side sash. You can tell because he's got these gray boot covers instead of red boots like he wears in the Book of Boba Fett, and also his belt. This is his belt from the Mandalorian. In Book of Boba Fett, he doesn't have these rivets. There's like bullets on the side here, and this roping in the back is much darker. It's like almost black. What you have here is an action figure of Boba Fett from Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and I feel like the packaging should reflect that. Why Hasbro didn't? Maybe they were eager to like release a Book of Boba Fett action figure into the market, which is fine, but they should have actually made an actual Book of Boba Fett action figure. Having said all that, though, this is a good action figure of Boba Fett from The Mandalorian. The armor looks good. The details on the sculpt of the figure are solid. Just that little roping on his belt, his little arm gauntlets. The sculpt on this is solid. I think they did a really good job with his head, especially the kind of post-Sarlacc, the scarring. He's not fully done with his back-to-tank healing. It's a good likeness. The eyes look good. The furrowed brow, the lips, the nose. The paint, or like the printing process looks good. The paint on the figure, for the most part, is really solid as far as all like the damage and stuff. One little nitpick, though, is they don't paint the little silver rocket shooters on his knee pads, and I think that looks super tacky. The articulation on this is pretty solid. There is a ball joint right at the waist. The usual Black Series shoulder, head, the big knee joint there, hidden by the front of his little pants there, swiveling ankles. It is worth noting, though, that the little gauntlets, you get the rotation at the elbow, but you also just get the swiveling on its own and its own separate wrist swivel, with the left hand hinging side to side and the right hand hinging also up and down. So you can have one up and down, one side to side. He comes with a few accessories. He comes with this rocket pack, which, if I'm not mistaken, also in the Book of Boba Fett has a gold tip at the top. Otherwise, though, this is a good looking jetpack. We get his helmet, his classic helmet, and it looks good. They did a good job with the paint on this. It's really clean. I like that the rangefinder is an articulated point. It is worth noting that there is like a separate piece inside, like an extra like head padding on the inside at the top of the head there. That was surprising. We also get this blaster, the big main Boba blaster, which I think they did a good job with, and his little pistol, which fits into his holster quite nicely. Bam! Every once in a while, I run into this problem with a Black Series figure where the trigger finger and like the thumb line up with the actual gun's handle, but then the handle doesn't rest into the palm of the hand at all, so it's going at a weird angle and it doesn't really line up right, and it's just not great. It makes me wish that the right wrist would hinge left and right instead of up and down, because that would fix the alignment problem perfectly. Anyway, here's the figure with the rocket pack, which I will admit doesn't plug in as well as other Boba Fett and Mandalorian figures have plugged in the past. And with the helmet on, I mean, overall it looks good. I do wish that, now my camera's creating a shadow so you're not really seeing it, but you can see quite a bit of skin between the edge of his collar and the helmet. I do wish this little collar piece was a separate piece that was kind of loose and adjustable. That way I can, maybe adjust it and bring it up a bit so you don't see his skin neck showing through. And sure enough, as I am kind of just holding the figure and playing with the articulation a bit, I sometimes, touch the rocket pack and it falls off. The plug just doesn't go deep enough into the hole for my tastes. Now this figure is one of their deluxe figures, which if you are a collector of Black Series, then you're probably on the same page as me, and this is nothing new, where they are charging a lot for something that's not deluxe. Let's go back in time a little bit. The Jango Fett action figure was a completely original sculpt with no new parts. It had a helmet, a rocket pack, and 2 guns. And it was 20 bucks. And I'm not talking about like how they've raised their prices from like 20 to 22 to 25. I'm just saying it was a basic Black Series figure. Nothing about it was deluxe. Now all of a sudden, a helmet, a rocket pack, and 2 pistols makes it deluxe. I don't really get it. I think Hasbro is kind kinda ripping people off, and I think it sucks. But on the other hand, I'm a sucker who bought it, so whatever. But just beware, 9.9 times out of 10, the deluxe figures are not anything worth being deluxe and being charged an extra, $10 for. Having said that, I do not see like a $32 to $35 value to this figure. I do like this figure. I think if you're a fan of this version of Boba Fett, I think the sculpt on his outfit and most of the paint is pretty solid. I think it's a worthwhile figure. Just not thrilled about the price point. And, also, I think the whole decision to market it as a Book of Boba Fett and not a Mandalorian figure is just kind of weird. And yes, I know, technically, you do see him taking the throne from the Mandalorian in flashback in Book of Boba Fett, but whatever. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this figure. Also, let me know in the comments if I'm right or wrong about the rocket tip being gold or not. Thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. And if you want to be up to date with all my latest reviews, be sure to click subscribe